roaches start crawling out her bag. Yes, 2 baby roaches. Y'all tried to act like I didn't see that shit. But then
I've actually seen that before. Hi guys, welcome back. Today we're going to watch videos of people that are stuck in their job. And you can't blame them. If they quit, they might go months at a time without finding another one. They still feel stuck and they hate it, and I want to hear what they have to say about it. Hit subscribe, hit the thumbs up button.
Do anybody else feel like you're stuck in a job you hate? Like, because that's how I feel. Like, for me, like, I want to leave my job, but I don't have another job I don't have another job to fall back on. So, like, for me, like, I wake up every day, like, not even want to go to work. Sometimes I call out just to call out. I'm tired of my job. I feel like I'm stuck in my job and I have nowhere out. Like, for me, like, I've been at my job for like 10 years. For me, I've been working retail for so long, and I've been trying to find something outside of retail.
Could you imagine working retail at the same job for 10 years? Where do you work, Bob? J.C. Penney. You've been working there forever. I know. How crazy.
And I can't find it. Like, sometimes, like, it gets frustrating. Like, for me, like, I go to work, and I work my hardest at work, and I always get looked over by the managers, and the managers don't appreciate me at my job. For me, it's one of the worst feelings in the world, and all I do every day is brush it off and act like everything's okay.
Oh my God, those managers should feel horrible. How do you keep this woman from getting any type of promotions for 10 years unless she just constantly calls out? But even then, how do you keep somebody on staff for 10 years and not promote them? She's probably promoted. She might be exaggerating. It's TikTok.
Oh God, let me go in here and act like I give a fuck and be fake for 8 motherfucking hours. God damn, boy. Shit, why I gotta keep coming here? Why give me another job?
You know that's exactly how you feel.
I stayed up till 1 a.m. last night, not because I wanted to, because I couldn't stop thinking. I just feel stuck, bro. I was sitting at my desk journaling, writing about how I'm tired of this full-time job. It hasn't even been a month yet, and I already feel drained. Waking up at 5 a.m., driving an hour to work, clock in, do the same thing every day, then drive back home. And for what? Just to see a negative balance in my bank account? I'm in debt, man. I don't have money to enjoy for myself. And I know I put myself in this situation.
God, he's doing everything you're supposed to, right? He's going to work every single day. Granted, it's only been a month. He's working full-time hours in a redundant job where he feels like he's doing the same thing over and over. Groundhog's Day, right? And he's barely making ends meet, barely being able to pay his bills.
I have made bad choices, but I feel like I'm digging and I can't find a way out. I'm just sitting here thinking, this isn't the life that I want. What I really want to do, the thing I love, is videography, creating content and helping people out with their fitness. That's my passion. That's who I am. And now I feel like I lost that part of me. It's depressing waking up every day just to work for somebody else's dream. The crazy thing is I know I'm not alone. I know there are many people out there that feel the same way I do. You know, we're scrolling through TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, seeing people who are blowing up off of dumb trends, making stupid money off of things that don't even matter. And meanwhile, we're here working a 9 to 5.
What a bummer. Everybody wants to be a YouTube and TikTok creator. Listen, hit the thumbs up button.
So Friday, I lost my job. I got terminated by a company that was honestly so horrible for my mental health. I mean, this job made me want to myself, if you catch my drift. Very micromanaging, very corrupt, such a negative and toxic work environment.
Some jobs have unique ways of micromanaging, and I think some of you know what I mean. For example, when they say, hey, we created an Excel list where you can keep track of this, that, and the other. And every time we have a meeting, we want you guys to be able to pull out your Excel list and share it with everybody. I'm telling you, these are little subtle ways to micromanage, and I think all of our jobs do that to us in some way, shape, or form. The reason I say this is as long as you know that you're not the only one that goes through that, it makes it a little bit easier.
I'm not kidding when I say that this job made me. I literally went to a mental hospital for 24 hours over this place. Any place of work that induces that much stress and depression and tanks your mental health altogether, and then to be fired for a bullshit reason. Like, that was my livelihood. I have a degree, but I can't use it, and we all know why. I was already being underpaid and very overworked, but it was the only thing I had to keep myself afloat. I genuinely thought I was doing everything in my power to be successful. I mean, I went to college, I did all of that.
So here's the one thing I don't understand. Call me old-fashioned, but you see how obviously she looks like somebody in her 20s. So it's not like she's been going through the grind for 40 years or anything like some of you have, right? And she's got purple hair. I don't know about you guys, but I was always taught by grandma that when you go to work, you got to kind of look professional, and you also got to kind of look your age, right? You're 25 or 26, I'm guessing. Maybe it's time to get rid of the color in the hair. Maybe it's time for people to get rid of the piercings, and maybe it's time for people to realize that not all jobs are supposed to be fun. If they were, they'd be called play instead of jobs.
And no one would hire me with my degree.
It's your hair, not your degree.
So I had to utilize the only work experience I've had for the last 6 years, which is wireless sales. And I'm telling you, that is a beast of its own. This video is only going to scratch the surface of all of that. In another video, I will go into more depth, like a more in-depth synopsis of everything that happened while I was there, why I got terminated.
I know she's under a lot of stress, and I know I'm kind of an old fogey. I know that you should be able to have a job that makes you feel fulfilled, and you shouldn't be stressed, and you shouldn't hate your job, and you should be able to quit your job without going broke. But we live in unique times. Okay, this guy looks like a happy-go-lucky guy. Let's see if he has some good tips for us.
I really, really, really do not like my job.
I was wrong.
That's putting it mildly. They do not give two shits about me or any other employee in the office. We're in sales, we're driving up and down the state all fucking day, serving no purpose, having no fun, nobody enjoying themselves, everybody venting, calling each other, saying they fucking hate it. Oh my God, what is the point? We are serving no purpose. Why are we running around, the constant running around and doing and nothing actually gets accomplished? It is fucking pointless.
He kind of looks like Scott Baio with a cursing problem. I think he would be disappointed if he knew how many times he was saying the F word here. Yes, you can be upset, but you can still be pleasant. You're talking to an audience.
Working for corporate is getting really good at a process and a procedure to the point where you are training other people on this process and procedure. Only for the process to change and you be reprimanded for doing it wrong now when they haven't even told the staff that it's been wrong yet. And then once you master the new process and procedure, them changing it back because the old way worked best. And now you're being reprimanded again and in fact being threatened to be fired because you can't seem to understand the process anymore.
So let's talk about that. You have a way of doing things at work in your system, and then all of a sudden they want to change it. Now you have a hard time adjusting, so they get angry at you. They decide after a while it's best to go back to the old way, but when they do, you forget it and you're not doing it the way you used to, so now they're mad at you again. Sometimes jobs can do these things, and it makes you throw your hands up at the air and say, "This job sucks."
Y'all, life really do suck. Like, I remember back in the day, if I didn't like a job, I could just quit and do something else. Like, everybody would just say, if you don't like it here, just quit. You could quit and then get a new job, like, the next day, next week, whatever. Now, people are literally stuck at jobs they hate and can't go anywhere because everyone's posting that their jobs are hiring, but then nobody's actually hiring. Like,
See, that's what I'm thinking. Most people nowadays, if they're smart, will stay at their job even if they don't really like it, simply because You don't know if you're going to be able to find another one. Now, if you can luck out, put your resume out there, find another job, and then quit because you already have one lined up, that would be ideal. But I don't think people are doing that very often.
Oh, bam. 2 weeks ago, I'm on Indeed applying for jobs, right? I see this organization that got a position open that I'm looking for, and I'm like, cool, let me apply to it. They hit me back like within the hour, and I'm like, cool, show me you want me because I want you. Cool, so we set the interview up for Monday. Monday is here. So 30 minutes before the interview, I'm sitting in your parking lot. I'm sitting there going over interview questions. I'm eating breakfast. I'm researching your company. Then I get a call from the supervisor that wants to change the location of the interview. 30 minutes before the interview. So whatever, I go. And when I tell you, baby, this lady looked like she rolled her ass out of bed. She looked like she ain't washed 9 cheek. Just looking disheveled, neglected. So I said, okay, I ain't gonna judge you, girl. Cause you know I gotta keep it cute and keep it professional at all times, okay? Conduct myself accordingly. So anyway, while I'm sitting down, she's asking me the generic ass interview questions. So tell me about yourself. I can't stand that fucking question, okay? Anyway, this lady is carrying on, and when I tell y'all, roaches start crawling out her bag. Yes, 2 fucking baby roaches. Y'all tried to act like I didn't see that shit, but then
I've actually seen that before, where you're talking to somebody and it was actually at this woman's home. This was when I was a kid, and there were roaches that were crawling over her pant legs and stuff. It was the grossest thing. And I remember thinking afterwards, like, I can't believe my mom brought me to her friend's house knowing that they had roaches. It looked disgusting.
I'm thinking, why is she acting like she don't see that shit? Them is your fucking roaches. You know them motherfuckers. Either pack them the fuck up or kill them, okay? So she finally reaches over, grabs a napkin, and kills them. And then starts apologizing, like, oh, I'm so sorry. And you know, my dumb ass, I'm like, oh, it's okay, girl. Knowing that that was not the fuck okay. So anyway, interview is over, y'all. And guess what this lady asked me? Why this lady asked me for a ride home? Oh my
no.
soul, y'all. I just made up a fucking lie. I said, you know what? I would love to, but I am not going that way.
That's so many red flags right there. How can you work for somebody, even if that was just a supervisor interviewing you? Do you guys agree with me? There's no way I would want to take that ride, or excuse me, take that job, and there's no way I would want to give her a ride home. Not because you're mean, but what if you end up having bugs in your car?
I have to go pick up my son. And I hate disclosing in interviews that I got kids because people discriminate against you when you got kids, y'all. Don't let them tell you they don't. But I said, fuck it. You show up with roaches, I can talk about my kids. I mean, my son. So I leave and I'm like, fuck, I ain't gonna get that job because I didn't get that lady a fucking ride home. But she calls me and offers me the job and I fucking took it.
Oh my God.
Why'd I do that? So boom, I get a call the next day. And I'm like, why is she calling right now? I'm not supposed to start till next week on Monday. My supervisor calls me and says, do you mind going to a meeting for me? And I'm like, a meeting where people gather and talk about shit they know about? Because I'm confused. Like, why would you call me and send me to a meeting? Like, don't you have other staff?
Doesn't this just sound like a job where you're not going to get paid?
So I say, what type of meeting is it? So she's like, oh, it's like an outreach thing. And I'm like, okay, cool. I mean, what was I supposed to say? No. So it's Wednesday. And I got to get dressed to go to this meeting. This hole gets deeper and deeper, y'all. Y'all, I go to this meeting. It's the freaking fire department there, the police department there.
What?
It's a whole bunch of important ass people there. And then the person running the meeting said, all right, we're going to do introductions. Everyone, please introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about your organization and what you're bringing to the event. So now I'm sitting there on my fucking phone, sweating, researching the company, texting this lady because I don't want it to come to me and I just be like, oh, I'm just filling in to take notes for somebody that just sent me here yesterday. I went on an interview yesterday.
That's what I would have actually done. I would have just said something along the lines of, I'm here as a fill-in because the person that was supposed to be here was ill. I would not be researching the company, but let's be honest. I'm putting this on her. There's no way you can accept a job with that many red flags.
So I'm looking for a new job, and it's been making me think about all the jobs I've had and all the bosses I've had and all the shit that I've put up with from these bosses. So I thought I would do a video about things that I'll never put up with again from my bosses or managers. First thing I will never deal with again is being asked to rank all of the employees at the business on who is the most to least critical to the business.
How scary is that to know that someone has a job to rank you in the business? I got to find out who that person is that's doing the rankings at my job.
So who do we need the most? Who do we not need the most? And then have individual meetings where you get told where you landed on that ranking on average.
Scary.
I will never be doing volunteer work for my jobs anymore. One of my jobs, I was required to do 8 hours of volunteer work a month.
I could see 8 hours a year where you get paid for it, but 8 hours a month?
Basically just unpaid labor, because why not? So no, I'll never do that again. I will never make myself unavailable outside of work hours unless I'm being paid or compensated for that time. Another thing I'll never put up with again is not having a lunch break. I had one job where I would work 12 to 15 hour shifts and wouldn't have time for lunch or breaks or anything like that.
I find that hard to imagine unless she's a nurse or something. I think she's slightly fibbing here. Do you guys think she literally went 12 or 15 hours without a lunch break? I find that hard to believe. I also find it hard to believe that you guys come and listen to me. I know sometimes I'm boring, but every now and then I make you giggle. Listen, make sure you hit the thumbs up button before you leave, and make sure you come back again tomorrow. We'll watch some more videos together. Have a good night and get a job.